Good evening. I'm coming with an important message to you today. If you are addicted to chess, you need to stop right now, okay? Because there's so much else in the world to enjoy. There's the nature, there's the trees, people, love, connections. What are you doing on the digital screen? Play with a real person. Don't play with the internet. You're better off playing with yourself. But listen, in all seriousness, chess is a game which can enrich your life. It can help you to understand patterns and realities that metamorphosize into a concurrent reality. And for that reason, it's really important that when you're playing the game, that you're playing it with an honest heart. You're not just playing to move the pieces, but you're playing to excel in the craft. That's what really makes a difference. Look at our Ashwin, Ravichandran Ashwin from India, cricketer and a gentleman, first and foremost. What does he do that's so exceptional? Does anybody know the answer? I'll tell you. Continuous learning. Continuous learning. He's one of the best cricketers in the world with one of the most incredible bowling records, but still, he finds value in honing his craft even at the age of 35. He's always trying to get better. He's not content with, oh well, I'm just a 1700 level player and that's pretty good. He's not like that. He's always trying to increase his rating. And that's what I want for all of you. And frankly, I want it for myself too. Because sometimes I think like I've lost the edge. Sometimes I think like, well, I've given up on trying to be a legend of the game. I mean, honestly, what choice did I ever really have? By the way, sorry, I'm playing really badly here. I should have just taken this because the knight would have been a free piece after that. So you'd have to do something about the knight, and that would give me enough time to recircle out of it. Okay, no worries. I misplayed it. Hmm. Let's just misplay it wholesale. Let's just misplay it wholesale. If he wants to go with the double complication, I wouldn't mind entertaining it. Yeah, I think I am going to entertain it. This is at least a drawable position, and it'll be a very interesting game. Very interesting game here. Rook endgame, right? So what's the principle for a rook endgame? Active rooks. That's number one. Centralized king. That's another one. And then the endgames with the pawns. Well, we've got asymmetrical pawn structure. He's got 4 pawns versus my 3 pawns on the king side. And you could say I have a 2-to-1 on the queen side, but it's not quite that. I'm a pawn down, but he's got doubled pawns and they're both on the side, so yeah. I don't know exactly how to play this. It's not easy. It's a delicate game. Okay, so he's gonna go for the central pawn push style. Do we want to trade rooks or do we want to keep them on the board? I think we want to keep them on the board. So I'm going to go for a style of play which is more like trying to prevent him from having this big center. Because that big center will just cramp my king up further. You know, the king's already blocked off on all these squares. and I want him to have some potential. This move is being played to sort of prevent a rook check from this square. So in the event that I take and he takes and then I go up here, basically. He's going on with fulfilling the prophecy of, you know. So we're going to go and try to break up the center. We're going to try to dilute the pawns, try to exchange off as many pawns as possible, and hope against hope that that does the trick. I might have blundered. I might not have. I don't know. I made it a bit complicated. I probably should have gone here so I could at least hold on to this pawn. But now he could capture, and bring his rook here and attack both these. But I do have rook check, and I win one of these and then probably the next one. So it's very double-edged. He's chopping against that. So I'm going to have to play defensive as well. This is one guiding principle on how to know which move to play, is to mirror the energy of your opponent. If there is precision, if there is beauty in the balance of your opponent's play, then you should mirror the energy of it. In other words, when your opponent is playing the correct, strong, opening, robust moves, you should too play strong, robust opening moves. You shouldn't try the wild, swanky attack. It's most likely going to backfire. On the other hand, if you have been playing robust chess and then your opponent does something a little bit weird, okay, I'm going to have to think. If your opponent then does something weird, then you have more, how do you say, ammunition, more justification for, justification for going on the attack. Sure, I got a bit sidetracked with the words there. I'm not like Magnus Carlsen. I can't just talk and play like a pro. We're just trying to keep our rook active. We can still go on with that plan. Threaten to capture both of these, either of these pawns. Maybe we first come in with the king so that he wouldn't have this kind of a move with check follow-up. And now we come in here. And we have to take it. Do we take it with the pawn and allow his rook to be liberated from there so easily? No. We want this rook in a slightly awkward position, so we'll invest the time. And now, he resigned. Okay, yeah, he made a mistake right at the very end, of course. He should have gone all the way down here. Let's do a game review. It's one of the few situations where maybe it's worth checking out. I only get one a day. Wow, 92%! Huh. It seems like I do have a good sense for when I might have played well. Look at that. Not bad. Still a few mistakes and inaccuracies, but let's just flip through it very quickly. I really don't know this opening particularly well, and I honestly don't even know what I'm doing. Like I made this move, which I thought was bad. I think I should have just taken the... Okay, this is interesting. Let's see what's the idea. So it actually does end up in exactly this position. So, okay, but with this caveat that he checks over there, right? Okay, so not exactly that position. In the previous variation, I would have had a pawn here. So yeah, this is the kind of game I wanted to play, a rook endgame. And now king up was an inaccuracy. How many of you would have predicted that? Not me. Because maybe I needed to get my rook into the center already. Maybe that's what it is. Castles. Interesting. I mean, that's interesting because I would have thought in principle the king more central is better in an endgame. There's no real danger of checkmate or anything. So I'm not, I don't know. But this is probably just sufficient. And now, okay, g4 was with the idea of stopping the big center, but what else could I have tried? h4. Now, how do you know which is better, g4 or h4? How the hell do you know this? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That's one of my weaknesses as a player. I'm really not sure how to figure that out. Okay. Uh, even b3. Could it have been that instead of b3, h4? No. Centralizing is also important. Just didn't understand centralizing. Like, how do you know who takes which pawn? You try to trade off one pair of rooks. I guess that's the key principle. Yeah. Tricky position for sure. But anyway, let's continue on with the game. This was an inaccuracy. And this was an inaccuracy. I was respecting his move to block my rook from coming. I thought it was a strong play. Yes, it is. And I thought I should play equally robustly. But there's something better. Maybe h3 or what? Oh yeah, this also works tactically to prevent by checking and maybe double edging it here. So quite good. Okay, instructive. This is a nice little end game tussle. That was a great move. I agree. That intermezzo was important. And okay, this is not optimal. Maybe just taking right away is better. Let's see what does the computer think. Holding the pawn laterally, trading it off, and going for a double versus double. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, there you had it. A pretty good game overall, and hope you enjoyed.